Hello! To cover Baku Jazz Festival 2017, a heretical event in the jazz world, dozens of journalists from all over the world, representing different media companies, have arrived to Azerbaijan. Among them, Wolfgang Spindler, cultural correspondent at Euronews, is sharing his impression about the event with us. Mr. Spindler, we are so thankful for sharing time with us.
It's a pleasure.
My first question, how would you assess Jazz Festival underway in Baku?
Well, always you have to see things in an international context, and Azerbaijan Jazz Festival is actually, I think it's in its 12th year, is a young festival, because you have to see that placing a festival, making a festival is a question of a long construction, and it's over years. I mean, major festivals like Montreux or Montreal, they haven't become a festival, international festival like this in overnight. So it's a slowly step. So my first experience when I came here...
What was the year?
Oh, I think I was 3 years ago,
okay.
4 years ago. And you have a program, you have the internet, you have a very rich program, you have workshops, you have a series of musicians, you have a competition for young jazz talents. So it's getting more close of my idea of what an international festival should be and what festivals are today. Of course, there is an international market, which are with many festivals.
You can't avoid it, right?
You can avoid it. So it's still work to go to put Baku on the map, but it is a lot of work, and work like this needs a lot of support. First of all, you need a budget. That means festivals like Montreux, like Montreal, they have a lot of money because you have to work. A festival director should be paid all year to do this job because he has no time to make some extra money during the year. He has to travel around, go to other festivals, go to international marketplaces, discover talents in other countries or in the region, in the neighbor states. So this is a full-time job. If there's no budget, you cannot work full-time to make this become every year a better festival and a more sophisticated festival, and to put it on the map.
What is so interesting, Azerbaijan, traditionally a jazz country, and you know many artists, famous artists from Azerbaijan. What unique do you see in Jazz Festival in Azerbaijan, in Baku Jazz Festival?
Well, first of all, unique is always the place where the festival is, because this is also the location not only to discover music, it's also the location to discover the city, maybe if you have more time, the country, and certainly also the local musicians. For me personally, if there is a top star on the list, like Marcus Miller or other international, I don't need to come to Baku. I've seen those people many times in other festivals. So what is unique is all things you might not get in another festival in Europe or in Central Europe, like jazz talents from Azerbaijan, from the neighboring countries. Mm-hmm. Those people will hardly make it to other international festivals. So unique is all what is linked to this area. The Azeri musicians, the music, the talents from the neighboring states. That's what you can add as a unique layer and flavor on a festival here in Baku.
What do you think is the role of Azerbaijan and the style of music, the mixture, what we see here, it's a mixture of jazz and mugam, elements of mugam. What kind of value it adds to the world's jazz community? If I can put that question like that.
Music is always about changing, exchanging things. I mean, jazz is a very good example with all this jam session culture. Mm-hmm. That means people come together in an international festival, like we have seen it in the jam sessions here, who are excellent. I mean, I've been to all the jam sessions, and it's always magic. I was out with 3 Italian girls, singers, and the Italian guitarist, jazz guitarist, who was also in the jazz competition. And we were in a restaurant, and we came down to the improvisation in the jam sessions. And the girls, they went upstage and they started singing. And all of a sudden there were people from America and other musicians from other countries jamming and singing together. This is magic. So when you bring together Mugham music from here and you bring it together with international musicians with all kind of musical backgrounds from South America, from Poland, from Holland, or from Norway, this is about communicating, and this is also to show, in the end, we might have different nationalities, but we speak the same language. We are able to speak the same language, because communication is not only a question of a real language. Do I speak Azeri? No, I don't speak Azeri. Do I speak Russian? No, I don't speak Russian. But you still can communicate with people throughout gestures, throughout music, and music is a marvelous instrument to say, yeah, we are connected. This Mugham music, which is traditional here, can travel, can communicate with other musicians from around the world. And that's beautiful. I think that's not very nice, because there is no commercial interest, you know. Those people don't make compromises because they want to change the contract, or they want to make the... No, they just want to have fun and share things. That's great.
And my last question I'd like to pass you is, how would you evaluate Azerbaijan as a venue for international cultural events?
I mean, if you see the city itself, where it's based, it can be a very good link between, let's say, Europe and Asia, because it's a little bit, you know, a place where you spread out to both sides. And there is a potential. If you, if you make cooking, the best cooking you do with ingredients you know and you're familiar to.
Yes.
So cooking and festival is the same. If you bring the ingredients together, which are around what I said earlier on, in the neighbor states and in the country, you can offer something for a foreigner which can be a discovery. And he can say, yes, I've seen a Turkish musician jamming with an Azeri musician, and there came this drummer from Kyrgyzstan. That can be something special. You have always to put in value what you do good and what you are good in. And there is a potential. I mean, you have a big city, there are a lot of hotels. All the people I was talking to, the musicians who are in the festival, they were amazed about Baku, they enjoyed it very much. So you can walk in the street till 4 o'clock in the morning. It's a safe place, it's a clean place. So in a time where many people are scared to even go to Paris because you don't know whether you get blown up or not, or shut down. So this is a place where you don't have to wear a gun to walk around.
That's true.
So you feel very safe, and people are nice and friendly. More and more, even people in the streets speak English, so that helps tourism. Because when I came here, the English level was more down than today, so it's going slowly up and up. So you also can go to tourism which don't speak Russian. And so this is a very high potential, and I think it should be developed. And then people from outside here, and they heard about the festival, and say, oh, well, that's a good place to come. That's a good place to go. The music, the mix, the musicians you discover, you cannot discover it anywhere else.
Mr. Spindler, thank you very much for your time.
I'm just sharing my experience. That's when you go somewhere as a journalist, the best thing is you share your experience, and you share what you like and what the positive things you have seen. So people might want to go with you next time, or go by themselves. That's what you're doing basically when you're a journalist. Share your experience.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We've just talked with Wolfgang Spindler, a cultural correspondent at EuroNews. Thank you for watching us. See you next time.